guys, I don't think that I told you about this, but we are at Bear Lake here. And there's rocks everywhere. I'm stepping on rocks. And it looks like there's a little pathway here for me to get through without killing my feet. So, we shall see. Oh gosh, and there's rocks here. Yeah. Love the lake. Oh, it's cold though. Oh wow. Very cold. Very cold. Last time we were here, the lake came up to like right out there. Like it was a good mile or so out there before. So it's crazy because we didn't have much of a winter, but it's insanely full. So fun. So we're back from Bear Lake. I don't know if I told you guys, but we went to Bear Lake because I wasn't feeling good.
You better keep that in there. That's
I will.
Funny.
Anyway, so we went to Bear Lake because I wasn't feeling well and I thought it was allergies and my asthma. And there was so much smoke down here from the fires and stuff that have been going on that I just needed to get away from it. And so we went up to Bear Lake. Turns out that's not what it was. I'm actually sick. And then Jake ended up being sick. He got what I had because we weren't careful because we thought it was allergies. So he's not feeling good this morning. And we think he might have a fever. And he has missed work yesterday and doesn't know if he's gonna feel good enough to go tomorrow. So we have to go to the doctor to get him a doctor's note. And to get him medicine to hopefully get him feeling good again and back to work pretty quick. All right, we're here at the instacare. Hopefully they don't give us too bad of news. Hopefully it's something that's a quick fix. We're at the instacare and he's dying. I'm gonna be so mad if they prescribe him medication because we literally have the same thing and I got it before him, and if he gets medication that means he's gonna get better before me. So if they give him medication, I'm gonna tell the doctor that I had the same thing and ask if there's anything that I should do about that. Alright, so they're gonna do a strep test on him. He said that they're pretty sure it's probably gonna be negative. I've had strep multiple times and I'm pretty sure he has the same thing that I have and it doesn't feel like strep. But we'll see. P.S. I don't know if I already said this, but we haven't eaten today and it's 1 o'clock. We are starving, so I can't wait to get out of here so that we can go actually eat some food. Hey guys, so I actually don't even remember the last time I vlogged. It's been a few days at least. Today is July 13th. So we had, cutting my head off, as always, we had a super interesting day yesterday, guys. So, actually the night before, our swamp cooler started to have like this really chemically smell. So I turned it off because I was like, there's no way that that could be good for us to smell. So the next day I turned it back on, which was yesterday, and it still had that really chemically smell. So I was like, okay, well, that can't be good. So I called my dad and was like, what should I do? And he's like, just rinse the pads out. So that's what I did. I took them all out, I rinsed the pads out, and then put them back in, and then all of a sudden now, it's not working anymore. It blows, but it just blows hot air. So that really sucks. So it was 95 degrees in our house yesterday. So hot. And then I called our landlord to see if there was anything that she could do about it. Like, can she get her handyman over here, you know? And she's in Idaho until next week. So she called her handyman, and he's supposed to be here sometime today, but it's already noon, and I haven't seen him yet. So hopefully he gets here soon because it's already starting to get hot in here again. So I called Jake and was like, okay, what are we gonna do? It is so hot. It is literally 95 degrees in the house right now. And he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna bring home a fan from my work. And so he brought home this huge, ginormous fan. Oh my gosh, that was such a blessing to have last night because it was so hot. Thankfully, it cooled down last night though. Jake even got to a point where he told me that he was cold, which I thought was crazy because I was not cold at all last night. But we were actually able to like use the blanket and be under the blanket and not just be like dying of heat all night. So that was really nice. And then he took it back to work this morning, which made me kind of sad because it would have been nice to have. But it is such a loud fan. Like I feel like I had a really hard time sleeping last night because of how loud the fan was. So then last night we decided that we were gonna get out of the heat of our house and we were gonna go to a movie. So walked out the door, and I thought Jake had his keys and he thought I had my keys, and walked out the door, got to the car. I walked over to his car and he walked over to my car, and I was like, do you not have the keys? He's like, no, do you? I was like, no. And I always joke around with him like all the time, like, haha, I forgot my keys. And he's always like, yeah, whatever, yeah, right. And so last night he was like, yeah, I'm sure. And he was like, do you really not have your keys? I was like, no, I don't. And I started smiling. And he's like, yeah, sure, you're probably totally just teasing. Like, of course you have your keys. And I was like, no, I seriously don't have my keys. So we had to break into our house. Thankfully, this window right here was open, so we stood on the little balcony right here. We popped this window out, or the screen, we popped the screen out, and Jake was able to climb through, and we were able to get back in the house. It took us probably about 45 minutes to actually get in though, because we didn't want to break the screen. We tried credit carding our way in, and it just didn't work. So we did miss our movie, but that's okay. And then on top of that, our internet has been down, which also really sucks because I'm at home, and at the moment I am working from home, which means I have no internet. Really sucks. I have nothing to do during the day. I'm gonna try to get a vlog up today. Hopefully that works. We'll see. But yeah, so yesterday was an extremely eventful day. I cried a lot yesterday because it was so hot and it was just a hard day. I hope that today's not like that. It's already really hot in here, so hopefully it's not the same as yesterday. I also really need to get my house cleaned up before the guy comes for the swamp cooler, because he will tell my landlord that my house is a hot mess. So I cleaned a little bit yesterday and it looks a lot better than it did. I still don't know what to do with this rug. I don't know where to put it. We tried putting it in front of the front door over here, but it doesn't work. Like, you open the door and it just moves the rug because the door is super low or something like that. I don't know, but it doesn't work. So yeah, we have been buying so much stuff. We're like, oh yeah, we'll need this when we have a house. Like the TV, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna have room for it when we have a house. Or this, it's like, we are gonna have room for it when we have a house, but we don't have room for it now. And Jake bought like a ton of posters and stuff yesterday from his favorite video game. And he's like, oh yeah, well, I can hang them up when I get when we get a house. Like, this whole book is just full of posters. So he's like, yeah, we'll hang it up when we get a house. Like, I'm like, okay, well, we're nowhere near buying a house. Like, we still have at least probably 2 years till we buy a house. Especially right now, I don't have an income. I don't have a job. So, we'll see. I do have a job interview on Monday. I've gotten a job at this place before. The reason I didn't take it is because they wanted me to work from 1 to 10 p.m. And I was like, yeah, no way. I am not spending that time away from my husband. Like, that doesn't work for me, so I didn't take the job. And then I got the job at Ross. So I got my last paycheck from my work. So I need to go to the bank and cash it or put it in my account. But I'm waiting for the handyman. I don't know, I might just run to the bank really quick because I need to get this deposited. I needed to go to the bank yesterday to get this done and was waiting for him, but he never showed up. So I got stuff to do. Do you guys ever have issues with this happening to your power cords? Look at this. This happens to every single power cord I own. I need it, and I will have the cord for like a month and a half, 2 months when it starts to do this. And it's ridiculous. I spend so much money on power cords, I swear. Guys, I am feeling extremely accomplished. I moved the couch out and cleaned underneath that, and I cleaned up my entire front room. The only thing I have left to do in here is this little chair here. All of that stuff that's on it. So there's blankets and coupons and rugs and a pillow. All I have to do is put all that back and put it where it goes. And then this room is clean. Feeling pretty accomplished, if I do say so myself. Little buddy here is shedding like crazy. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but holy cow, he is shedding. Makes Jake really sad because it means he's growing, and he hates it. He wants him to stay little. Okay, so an old friend came over, and her husband was bringing us, I don't know, bad English. I can't talk today. Anyway, they brought us an AC unit, I guess. While he was here, he asked if he could look at our swamp cooler, so I said yes. And he said that the pump on it was broken. So I said, okay. He goes, yeah, I'm just gonna run over to Lowe's and get it. I was like, okay, sounds good. And so he installed it for us, and thank you so much for doing that. Oh, I can't even tell you, such a lifesaver. Our handyman still hadn't shown up, so I texted my landlord and told her that the pump was broken, somebody had already replaced it, and that the AC was working fine now. So now, I'm off to the bank, and I'm going to go get my stuff done that I actually needed to get done today. Probably sounds like a wind tunnel or something in here for you guys. I bet that this swamp cooler down here is probably the only thing you can hear, but if you can hear me, I'm gonna go get my nails done. I am so excited. I haven't had my nails done for a couple months, so let's do this.